miscreants, unknown miscreants came from the jungle side, and since there is no eyewitness to the incident, so it is very difficult to say how many were there. But why it has taken place, it's yet to be ascertained, as police are investigating into the incident, complaint that an FIR into this incident. So, yeah.
And any reaction coming in from the locals of the area?
Well, I have spoken to the tenants also, because
Ah.
the residents, not many of them was willing to stick to media, and in fact, one person, he has spoken to Northeast Live, and he has said that initially the stone was pelted, and after that, at around 7:30, 8 o'clock, in fact, petrol bomb was threw, and it is definitely, it has not caused any damage, and it has not harmed anyone. And but the people are definitely worried in that locality, because this has come as a shocking incident. But there was no damage, nothing as such happened. No hamper has happened to the residents there. But police are investigating into the matter.
Right, Purbasha, please be with us. I'll be right back. All right, so staying with news from Meghalaya, is the Congress Sangma government under siege? Are pressure groups completely cornering authorities over the work permit issue besides the ILP? Has Chief Minister Congress Sangma's bid to pacify and reason with the pressure groups failed to yield results? Well, as many as 8 pressure groups have now decided to conduct massive checking of illegal and undocumented migrants across Khasi, Jaintia and Garo Hills regions of the state. Well, the decision was taken at a joint meeting of the 8 pressure groups, the Khasi Students Union or the KSU, the FKJGP, the HNYF, Ribhoi Youth Federation, Jaintia Students Union, Garo Students Union, Ashik Youth Welfare Organization and Federation for Ashik Freedom. The pressure group said that the Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act was framed because the government had made it clear that the ILP is subject to central government's clearance. However, the government was yet to implement even the MRSSA. They alleged that the Congress Sangma government is not serious on the issue of influx, and hence the pressure groups had to take things into their hands in order to push the government to implement MRSSA. So many questions arises at this point in time. Viewers, is the Congress Sangma government under siege? Are pressure groups completely cornering authorities over the work permit issue besides the ILP? Well, has Chief Minister Congress Sangma bid to pacify and reason with the pressure groups failed to yield results? So today, as many as 8 pressure groups have now decided to conduct massive checking of illegal and undocumented migrants. All right, now I'm being joined. I have with me Purbasha Bhattacharjee from Shillong and also Biplab Dev from Tura. So first of all, coming to you, Purbasha, well, pressure is clearly building on the Congress Sangma government. Now even the UDP, which is an ally of the NPP in the MDA government, has also raised the work permit issue. So what will Congress Sangma's next move now?
Well, Priya, we have seen that Congress Sangma, Chief Minister Congress Sangma has maintained when while talking to media person last time that MRSSA, the state government has already started implementing MRSSA 2016. But the Chief Minister has also admitted that they are slow in implementation in certain districts. And the pressure groups, even the alliance partners, they are maintaining that the government should implement MRSS in letter and spirit. UDP has said that the existing laws needs to be implemented, and in fact, the pressure groups are concerned with the influx, and they have been demanding ILP for quite some time. If not ILP, then MRSS should be implemented immediately, they say. But it should also be implemented in letter and spirit. And they are questioning the way the government is implementing it. We have seen that there is a massive checking drive that is going on everywhere. It may be mentioned that it's not only, so far it was only Khasi Hills, Jante Hills, and Rivoy district. But this time it is also in Garo Hills. It may be mentioned that, in fact, in 2019, the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly has passed the
Right.
ILT resolution.
Yes. Biplab,
Yeah, and
now coming to you, what is the scenario in Garo Hills like? Is these activities, are these activities not hampering development?
Now, currently, if you look at the entire situation, it's isolated to what is happening in Khasi Hills itself. But then, just about 2 3 days ago, there was a massive meeting, okay, which could actually result in the fact that the same thing that is happening in Khasi Jainte Hills will also be transferred onto Garo Hills as well. And generally speaking, the situation has already been more laid back in Garo Hills than it has been as active in Khasi Hills. If a similar, the process of thought actually continues into Garo Hills, then we can expect, some massive, things to start happening. Well, the government, Conrad Sangma-led government is already, reeling under a lot of issues in terms of how to check on all these things. But then I think if this actually even starts off in Garo Hills, would be the biggest challenge that the what you call current government is going to face in the past 6.5 years.
There is a lot of movement between Assam and Meghalaya as far as Garo Hills is concerned.
Yes, definitely. And see, commerce, or even the use of labor has been more, has actually been more prevalent in Garo Hills as compared to Khasi Hills. Maybe mostly because of the fact, because of the landscape and the fact that the geography of the area actually defines how people would actually go ahead and work. Most of the entire, almost I think the entire Garo Hills plain belt consists of a mixed population that is dominated by the non-tribals. But that doesn't happen in any of these places in Khasi Hills. So there are residents of Meghalaya who've been working in far off places, in even in Bagbara or in Rongara. These are remote areas, but then they've still been worked on by people who have the expertise from the plain belt. But this has not happened, as far as we know. It's that is not the case in Khasi Hills, where you have more prevalence of better equipped labor and a lot of things. So Garo Hills has always been laid back in terms of how labor is actually worked on. But this is not the same. I don't think it is the same as Khasi Hills or or Jaintia Hills as compared to Garo Hills.
Right. So Purbasha, what about the cabbies and tour operators and small hoteliers? Are these developments making them apprehensive?
well, in fact, till now, in fact, last time when I spoke to the people here, and in fact, they are also supporting the implementation of ILP in the state. And in fact, it's not that they are checking the documents, and those who are with proper documents are allowed. And although a lot of laborers without proper documents are sent back, but those who are having proper documents are definitely coming. In fact, there is no bar in coming for tourists, the investors, and whoever is coming to the state. It's okay. So this is not actually hampering the tourists, the hotels, or the cabins, as you have asked. But of course, checking out documents of migrant laborers are going on, because migrant laborer issue is totally different. Because what HYC has yesterday said, that because they are in fact checking the documents of migrant laborers, and there is, according to HYC, there is no harm in investors or tourists coming to the state. Priya.
Right, Purbasha, Bhattacharjee and Biplab, they thank you so much for all those details.
Don't like the inverted image? Get the real picture.
Ace your style with Fasino 125 FI Hybrid.
প্রথম পিম্পল
তেন্তে কি কৈছে তোমাৰ ইনফ্লুৱেঞ্চাৰছে
বহুত কিবা কিবি কিন্তু মোৰ অৰিজিনেল ইনফ্লুৱেঞ্চাৰ তুমি
সেই
না
কাৰণে এইটো মোৰ অজি এডভাইচ
ইয়াত আছে 100% নেচাৰেলি ডিৰাইভড নিম পিম্পলছ আঁতৰাই স্কিন কৰি তোলে হেল্ডি হিমালয়া পিউৰিফাইং নিম ফেচ ৱাছ পিম্পলৰ অৰিজিনেল সলিউশ্যন
গ্লিচাৰিনৰ ছফটনেছ চেভলনৰ সুৰক্ষা এতিয়া 4 চাবোন মাত্ৰ 100 টকাত চেভলন
Eight states at your fingertips. The real voice of the region. Watch Northeast Live. Your station, your voice.
News to keep you ahead. Evening Prime. Every day at 7 p.m.
Now on to the big story from Tripura. The BJP has refuted allegations made by the opposition Communist Party of India, Marxist and Congress, which accuse the ruling party of preventing their candidates and supporters from filing nomination papers for the forthcoming panchayat elections. In a press conference held at the party headquarters, Tripura BJP State President Rajiv Bhattacharjee, accompanied by the party's General Secretaries, dismissed the allegations as baseless. Bhattacharjee argued that the opposition parties lacking candidates to contest the elections were fabricating these accusations to cover up their deficiencies and create a narrative for not participating in the polls. While citing the recent parliamentary elections in Tripura, where the BJP secured record-breaking victory margins in both seats, Bhattacharjee asserted that the results demonstrate the opposition's lack of support and candidates. He also accused the opposition of paying individuals to run with their symbols to feign competitiveness. Noteworthy is that the opposition parties have alleged that their candidates were physically assaulted and that numerous houses were torched by BJP supporters to intimidate them from participating in the panchayat elections. Well, they claim that the BJP, fearing an electoral backlash due to unfulfilled promises, resorted to these tactics to deter opposition candidates from contesting. All right. Pinaki Das from Agartala joins me at this point in time. So Pinaki, clearly the war of words has escalated. Now the BJP has launched a counter allegation that the opposition does not have enough candidates to field.
Exactly. This is what the BJP has been since the beginning, when the opposition was alleging of violence and intimidation and even burning of the opposition candidates and their supporters' houses. BJP has been saying that the opposition is just using this as an excuse, because they don't have enough number of candidates of supporters, and they are trying to create an atmosphere so that later they can say that they are withdrawing from this election on this pretext that their candidates were not allowed to contest, or the election not allowed to file their nominations. But the BJP has since the beginning emphasizing on this, and today in a press conference and later speaking to Northeast Live, BJP state president had brought these allegations. But meantime, around 71% of the three-tier panchayat election seats, BJP, the ruling BJP, has already won unopposed, which the opposition say it is murder of democracy that is going on, and has raised, if BJP is so popular, why they are not allowing the opposition candidates to contest the election. They rather say that BJP has not delivered the people, and despite their record victory in the last election, that is both in the assembly and later in the parliament election, where the margin was so high, they are not done allowing the opposition to candidates to submit their nomination and have won this election with more than 70% unopposed, like previous panchayat election, where more than 96% seats were won unopposed by BJP then.
Right, Pinaki Das, thank you so much for all those details. Alright, shifting focus now. Nagaland Chief Minister Nefi Rio and Deputy Chief Minister Y. Patten are camping in New Delhi, holding a series of high-profile meetings. The Nagaland Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister have already met Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Union Health Minister JP Nadda and Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Jwal Oram. Well, for more details on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Sarah Konyar. So, Sarah, we believe that the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister are discussing issues critical to the overall development of Nagaland. So, what are you picking up, Sarah?
Priya, the update that we have received is that the Chief Minister, along with the Deputy Chief Minister, as well as the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party President, Mr. Chingmak Wanyak, its NDPP Secretary, Mr. Abu Mehta, and Minister Tamjan Imda along, and a host of ministers and advisors from both the political parties have been campaigning in Delhi since last week. They have been meeting all the central leaders, particularly to talk about the developmental projects in the state of Nagaland. Just last evening, late last night, they had a meeting with JP Nadda, the BJP national president, where they spoke, where they deliberated overall on the developmental projects in the state of Nagaland. Well, we could not gather specifically on what project they had discussed, but we have been informed that Mr. Nadda had assured of all assistance to the state of Nagaland with regard to the pending developmental project, and also the proposal which have been set up by the state government to the central government. We have also been able to gather that the alliance partner had resolved its commitment to work together more stronger for the better and also for the upliftment of the state of Nagaland. So as of now, we have not been able to confirm whether the meetings which had taken place with JP Nadda, as well as the Union Home Minister, the Defence Minister and other senior political leaders in the centre, whether they had discussed anything with regard to the Indo-Naga political issue or the EMP or as well as the border or the oil exploration. We're still awaiting for more details on this, and we have been informed that the state leaders who are there in Delhi are also having a series of meeting today as well.
Right. So, any high-profile meetings lined up, and when are they coming back to Nagaland? Any input on that, Sarah?
Like I've mentioned, they have already met the Union Home Minister as well as the BJP National President as well as the Defence Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, and a series of meetings have been lined up. We have not been able to gather much on whom they are going to meet today, but definitely the state leaders will be meeting a lot of the newly appointed union ministers, particularly to discuss and deliberate on the developmental projects in the state of Nagaland. What we have been informed is that the Deputy Chief Minister and the Chief Minister of Nagaland, Mr. Nefirio, will be attending the CM and Deputy CM's meet, which will be chaired by the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, on the 27th. And we can expect the leaders to fly back to Nagaland by the last week, by 30th of this month. Yeah.
Right, Sarah, thank you so much for all those details.